Good morning, children. It's nice to see you all back once again through this virtual class. Today, in our virtual class, we're going to learn a new grammar topic. The grammar topic which has been assigned to us in the second unit is prepositions and prepositional phrases. So, you would have learned about preposition in your previous classes as well. So, a preposition is something which directs a subject to an object. For example, if I say the book is on the table, so on is the preposition here. It directs the subject, the book, to the object table. A preposition also helps to denote a time, to show a place or a duration, etc. For example, I'll meet you at 6 o'clock. So at is the preposition here. I'll meet you on Monday. On is the preposition here. Our public exam will be conducted during the month of March. So during. So in all the sentences, you can see that a noun in the subject is directing to an object where there is another noun. So directing a noun to another noun. That is what is the work of a preposition. So let us learn about prepositions in detail by learning from a textbook now. So you can take your textbook and you can take page number 43. And there you can find the grammar topic given for you, and you can find out prepositions. So what is a preposition? Here you want to demonstrate a preposition by giving us two examples. So let us learn the two sentences, and then let's find out what are the preposition in that sentence. The underlined words in the following sentences from the text are the examples of prepositions. For example, the first one which is given for you. If you look up tea in the first cookery book. So in this particular sentence, in is the preposition. And the second one, fifthly, the tea should be put straight into the mouth. So here, into is the preposition. So in the first sentences which is given in the textbook, in is used for a placement of noun inside another noun. It's directing by putting a noun inside another noun. If you look up tea, tea is a noun. In the first cookery book, cookery book is another noun. So putting noun inside another noun. So it is directing one noun inside another noun. So if you look up tea in the first cookery book, so that is the preposition. And in the second sentence, fifthly, the tea should be put straight into the mouth. So in this you can say into is used for the movement of a noun from one status to another status. Here noun is directed from one status to another status. Now see, fifthly, tea is in a status, in the first status, should be put straight into the pot. So from tea being in a cover or in a bottle, it is going to be put into a pot. So that is how a noun has been directed to another noun. So the element which helps to transfer one from one noun to another noun, that is what is a preposition. So a preposition is a word or a phrase. It can be a phrase also. A phrase is a group of words. Only one particular word is a word. More than one word is a preposition. A preposition with a noun is a prepositional phrase, which we'll learn after this. So for the time being, a preposition is a word or a phrase that is used to show the relationship between a noun and another noun. So the relationship between one noun and another noun. That is what is a preposition. As I told a few examples before learning the sentences which are given in our textbook also. So some important prepositions are given in our textbook. You can see the list of prepositions and prepositional phrases which I am going to learn for you. And you can recollect that how you would have used in your sentences. About. I had learned about Shakespeare. Above. The water level is above the normal range. So likewise, so look at the other prepositions, and later on you can frame a sentences on your own. Across, after, against, ahead of, along, amid, amidst, among, around, as far as, aside from, at. And in alphabet B, you can come across all these prepositions in your usage. Barring, behind, before, below, beneath, beside, besides, between, beyond, by. and then concerning, despite, down, during, except for, following, for, from, in case of, in front of, in place of, in spite of, including, inside, instead of, into, like, minus, near, next to, off, 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 on behalf, of, on top of, onto, opposite, out, out of, outside, over, past, plus, regarding, regardless, of, since, than, through, till, to, towards, under, unlike, until, up, upon, versus, via, with, within, without, etc. So these are the frequent or most important prepositions which we use in our day-to-day affairs. So now we'll move on to the next page. You can take page number 44, and there you can see some, you can learn how to avoid confusions in prepositions. Here are a few prepositions which cause confusion. The examples illustrate the correct usage. There are a few prepositions, no? It looks almost similar, but you can't use them in the same manner as you use another one. Let us see the first example. Since and for. Since is used for an action continuing from the past to the present time. That is why you'll use since. But when will you use for the total duration of an action or an existence from the past to the present. So that means it is over. For means it started in the past and it ends now. But since it started in the past and still it is continuing. You can look at the example. Yuvan has been playing badminton well since 2014. So he is still playing Yuvan. So look at the example for. Yuvan has been playing badminton for the past 4 years. So past 4 years he played, the duration is over. Likewise, there are other examples like above and over. Above you'll use when one thing is not directly over the other. One thing is not directly over the other is above, and you'll use over for horizontal movement at a higher level. Horizontal movement at the higher level. Now the ball went over. Like that. Look at the example for above. My brother lived in the mountains above the lake. Not directly, he's not living directly above the lake. But above the lake, it means that the landmark is living beside the lake. So my brother lived in the mountains above the lake. So that is the landmark. But here when you say over, I saw a helicopter fly over a lake. The helicopter can go directly above the lake, but you can't live, his brother can't live directly above the lake. So that's the difference between using above and over. And you can look at the next one, below and under. Below here you'll use is the opposite of above. Opposite of above is below. And under is the opposite of over. The same thing, the opposite of those two things. The example here for below, her head was below the level of the table. So nobody noticed her. Below the level means not directly below the table. She was not as tall as that table. So the same thing. So how will you use under that? A child places his toys under a blanket. Places his toy under the blanket, directly under. So this is an example for below and under. And next, along and through. Along you'll use for following a line of specific movement. So along, following a line of specific movement. You're following that line and going. And you'll use through for a movement in a three-dimensional space from one side to the another. Through. A movement in a three-dimensional space from one side to another. For example, you see, the man walked along the side of the river. Along the side. He is just following the line. Specifically, along that river, he is walking and going. But when you say through, hunters walk through the forest. So they cross the forest and went. That they don't go inside the river. But here they go inside the forest. Through. So that's the difference between along and through. And the next one between. Next one is an example for between and among. So between you'll use is used for two nouns or two adverbials when there is and in the sentence. That is when you use between. You will use among used for more than two nouns when there is the use of and in the sentence. Look at an example. There was an amity between Jesse Owens and Les Long in the Berlin Olympics. So here it is connecting Les Long and Jesse Owens. Now there was a competition going heavily between Jesse Owens and Les Long. So you use between there. Among you use as there was a healthy discussion about communal harmony among Ramesh, Abdul and John. So here you use for more than two nouns. So when only two nouns are there, you use between. When there are more than two nouns, you will use among. And then the next one, the last example in confusables in prepositions which they've given is before and after. You'll use before is used for the second action in a phrase when we mention two actions. Before. Two actions, that is before eating food, that is one action. We clean our hands, that is the second action. That's when you use before. After is used for the first action in a phrase when we mention two actions. So after is used as a phrase. Now when you use after eating food, it will become a phrase. A phrase is a group of word which doesn't have a verb and which gives incomplete meaning. So after eating food, though there are two actions, but that first one is used as a phrase. That is where you use after. But before eating food, we clean our hands. After eating food, children love playing. So the difference here, before is used for the second action in a phrase when we mention two actions. But whereas after is used for the first action. So what is the first one? Before we clean our hands is the first action, is the second action. For that we use before, and the second one after eating food, after we use the phrase for the first action. So these are the few examples for confusables in prepositions. So well, I think you would have got an overall idea about prepositions, and also you are using many prepositions in your assignments, in your writing work. So you would have come across more prepositions which are not given in your text as well. Okay, now let us move on to the task. We can take page number 45 and let us fill the answers now. You can pause the video for some time and you can fill all the answers, and then you can check whether your answers are correct. Okay. So in the meantime, I will dictate the answers now. So you can pause and you can continue from task number 1. So task 1, recall your learning of basic prepositions and complete the sentences using the prepositions given in brackets. You have to choose the preposition which is given in the brackets over there. Okay, the first one. The boy, I'll read out the answer, and you can, after finishing, you can check it. The boy jumped into a narrow stream. Second one, Afsar will meet me on Friday morning. The temple is near the bank. Near or beside the bank. Both are correct. D, my friend will meet me with his brother tomorrow. There is usually a garden in front of a bungalow. Next one, Yuan has been studying well since childhood. Since his childhood. His is missing there. That also you can add there. Since his childhood. A trekker climbed over a mountain meticulously. Next one. There was a skirmish. Skirmish means a irregular fighting between my brother and sister. And the next one. The laudable thoughts were apparent among many scholars in a conference. Next, the last one in task number 1. It is easy to work under the aegis of visionary leaders. Aegis means support. It is easy to work under the aegis of visionary leader. So those are the answers for task number 1. I think by learning the prepositions which was given in the earlier part, in the earlier page, I think it would have been easy for you to find the answer. Now let's move on to the second task, task number 2. Still the options are given in the brackets. We have to fill them. When Lakshmi was at school, she practiced music from Monday to Friday. She involved herself in the school orchestra. She was responsible for conducting many programs. She was very popular among her schoolmates as she was kind, friendly and helpful. I think I would have written the answers for them. In task 2, the second one. Again, the options are given in the brackets. Before the interview, Solomon was confident of getting the job. He knew that he was qualified for the job. He was interested in discharging his duty perfectly. The interview panel was impressed with his attitude and skills. So after the interview, he was on cloud 9. So that's what it is. And next is prepositional phrases, the second one in preposition. So there's not much difference between a preposition and a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase is made up of a preposition and a noun phrase. A phrase is a group of words, more than one word. Even two words is a phrase. And here one preposition and a noun. So that is what is a prepositional phrase. Now you have to find out which are the prepositional phrases here. Now task 1, two examples are given in the textbook, you can see. With reference to, so with is a preposition, a reference is a noun, and to. To is also another preposition. So with reference to your advertisement in a local newspaper, I am applying for the post of a salesman. So here with is a preposition, and a noun phrase means a noun and a phrase. So a reference is a noun and to. So those two together will become a noun phrase. So a preposition plus noun phrase becomes a prepositional phrase. The second one, the assignment will be completed in a few weeks. The assignment will be completed. In is a preposition, a few weeks. Few is a preposition and weeks is a noun here. So it is a noun phrase. So in is a preposition. So preposition plus noun phrase is a prepositional phrase. Now third one, come on, let me see you underline the correct one. Ravi was appreciated by his teachers. Okay. Then D, we feel sorry for our mistakes. You can underline them. E, the boy studied well in spite of many obstacles. So in spite of many obstacles. In spite of is one preposition. In spite of many obstacles is noun phrase. Then our nation is famous for its glorious culture. For its glorious culture. You can underline for is the preposition. Its glorious culture is the noun phrase. Then G, we are proud of our children. So here of our children is the prepositional phrase. And the last one here given is my brother will return home in the evening. So the prepositional phrase here is in the evening. Good. So we have finished task number 1 here, and we have one more task in prepositional phrase to finish. So fill in the blanks with the suitable prepositional phrase given in brackets. So let me see you answer all these things. Dash Kiran, Rajesh may attend a program. So the correct answer is instead of. So here you have to find the correct prepositional phrase. So in spite of Kiran, Rajesh may attend. Sorry, not in spite of. Instead of. So beg your pardon. Please change it. So it is there. You can find out instead of. Instead of Kiran, Rajesh may attend a program. I think you found the correct answer instead of. Okay, the second one. Many tourists visited Ooty in spite of heavy rains. So in spite of. Then the next one. Expressing gratitude on behalf of others is common in vote of thanks. On behalf of others is common in a vote of thanks. And D, on the whole, I had a happy childhood. On the whole, I had a happy childhood. Our teachers always act in favor of her students. Our teacher always acts in favor of her students, like me. F, on account of his laziness, the boy remained passive for a long time. I think I would have written the answer for that. And G, according to Gandhiji, ahimsa means infinite love. According to Gandhiji. And the last one, H, in case of rain, take an umbrella. So I think you would have marked the correct answer, and today you would have learned in detail about preposition and prepositional phrase. Well, we have another topic in grammar which is given in unit number 2, that is conjunctions and the type of conjunctions. So, which we will learn in the next class. I hope all of you understood the topic which has been assigned for us today. Now, you can take the snapshot of the task which you have written and you can send them to the group. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.